The Race Equality Charter is managed by Advance HE. It aims to support and encourage universities to work towards race equality. The Charter provides a framework through which universities identify and reflect on barriers faced by minority ethnic staff and students. UEL submitted for the Race Equality Charter in February 2019 and is now one of 12 universities with the Bronze Award. But what does this mean? UEL worked on this over a 2-year period which involved extensive consultation with approximately 700 students and staff in discussions on progressing race equality at UEL at over 20 events. We also undertook staff and student surveys which resulted in over 1,000 responses. The self-assessment team and its various subgroups met over 30 times. We looked in detail at UEL's demographic. While our staff and student population have a much higher proportion of black and minority ethnic than other universities, our staff population does not reflect our student population. Only 26% of our academics identify as BME, and when broken down further, there is an even lower representation of black professors. There is considerably low BME representation in academic and senior management roles. During the consultation, this lack of diversity in academia was raised, as well as the effects of this on students. Tackling progression, retention, and attainment is very important to UEL, and the REC self-assessment process has increased our understanding of these issues from a race equality perspective. At the time of the self-assessment, analysis showed a 26% attainment gap between the percentage of black and white students receiving a good honours degree. The causes of these gaps are multiple and complex. We already mentioned the impact of representation. However, a sense of belonging also impacts progression. Our consultation looked at staff and students' sense of belonging at UEL and showed that the ethnic diversity at UEL was more important to ethnic minority staff and students than non-ethnic minority. A further and perhaps one of the most common issues raised was the absence of discussion on race. This was linked to race being dismissed as no longer important or needing to be discussed, and to a lack of confidence among staff in facilitating healthy discussions, sometimes resulting in defensive responses or microaggressions among staff and students. Such responses highlight the need for greater confidence and cultural competency across UEL to allow greater co-curricular collaboration and self-reflection. Feedback emphasized the positive impact on belonging and engagement when race is discussed. Finally, through the REC staff and student consultation, we found a disparity between the emphasis of equality within the ethos of the institution and the reality. UEL has various course validation, review processes and equality considerations, such as attainment data and student feedback, which are embedded within these. These processes do not explicitly comment on how course content considers and includes diversity. There are opportunities to discuss perspectives, materials, reading lists, and resources reflecting diversity. As a result of the consultation and REC self-assessment process, we have been able to identify both existing and new strategies with tackling these issues. We have created a 3-year action plan to develop inclusive teaching and learning practices across UEL. It also includes areas such as tackling bullying and harassment, developing more inclusive staff recruitment strategies, equity in staff career progression, and developing the student transition pipeline.